हेलो एवरीवन, इस वीडियो में अपन बात करेंगे यूट्रोफिकेशन की, जो कि एक पूरा डिटेल वीडियो होगा जिसमें सबसे पहले यूट्रोफिकेशन की डेफिनेशन, उसके कॉजेज़ जो कि चार कॉजेज़ जो होते हैं उसके मेनली उसके बारे में बात करेंगे। देन उसके बाद यूट्रोफिकेशन की टाइप्स की बात करेंगे जो कि नेचुरल और कल्चरल होता है। फिर प्रोसेस और स्टेप्स की बात करेंगे यूट्रोफिकेशन की, जो कि बेसिकली तीन प्रोसेस है, 3 स्टेप में किया जाता है, एग्जाम्पल्स। और फिर लास्ट में अपन उसके बात करेंगे क्या इम्पैक्ट हो रहा है या क्या इफेक्ट या क्या प्रॉब्लम कॉज कर रहा है यूट्रोफिकेशन हमारे इन्वायरमेंट पे, और फिर उसके क्या मेजर्स है उसको उस यूट्रोफिकेशन को कंट्रोल करने के लिए, क्या क्या सॉल्यूशंस है यूट्रोफिकेशन को कंट्रोल करने के लिए, वो अपन बात करेंगे। तो ओवरऑल इस वीडियो में अपन पूरा डिटेल्स बात करेंगे यूट्रोफिकेशन की। तो सबसे पहले स्टार्ट करते हैं यूट्रोफिकेशन की डेफिनेशन से। तो यूट्रोफिकेशन इज द कंडीशन ऑफ ग्रेजुअली इंक्रीज इन द कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ फॉस्फोरस, नाइट्रोजन एंड अदर plant nutrient in a water body, resulting in excessive plant and the algae growth. Eutrophication is one of the most widespread challenges faced by the freshwater system and also has a long history in terms of water management. It is a natural process that occurs in different water sources over centuries, but human activity have accelerated the process by increasing the rate and the extent of the eutrophication. The condition arises as to the productivity or the fertility of aquatic ecosystem increases due to rise in the organic material that can be broken down into simpler usable nutrient. The most prominent effect of the eutrophication of water resources is the formation of blooms of foul-smelling phytoplankton. These microorganisms reduce the water clarity and might degrade the water quality. The growth of such blooms disturb the light penetration and destroy the growth of the plant in the coastal zones. Eutrophication threatens the ecological stability of the system as the nutrient enhancement can interact with the source-specific condition like the presence of other contaminants and infectious agents. Eutrophic water resources usually harbor fewer larger animals like fishes and birds when compared to non-trophic waters. Restriction of the water quality and loss of ecological diversity is among the most harmful consequences of the eutrophication. These have redirected the focus of the various studies on the control of the eutrophications. The excess of the nutrient in the water sources usually result due to the runoff from the land that carries product from the terrestrial ecosystem into the sources. For decades, eutrophication has been considered an irreversible process, but for the last few years, eutrophication in several lakes has been reversed by managing both the human nutrient emission and cutting of the nutrient load to the resources. The growth of the algae blooms like other plant requires nutrient in certain ratio that are different from the natural concentration. Eutrophication is the urgent threat as more than 30% of the lake and reservoir in the world have been affected by the eutrophication. What are the causes of the eutrophication? Let's discuss. Natural eutrophication is a natural process that occurs through centuries as a part of the cycles of the ecosystem. However, the process has been enhanced by human activity which caused the process to occur at much faster rate with immediate consequence. The primary cause of eutrophication is the entry of a large amount of easily available nutrient to the water resources, which increase the fertility and excessive growth of the various plant and the algae. Some factors that enhance the process of eutrophication by increasing the nutrient content of water resources are: first, the fertilizers. The use of fertilizers containing phosphates and nitrates in order to increase the productivity of crop is one of the primary cause of the cultural eutrophication. The fertilizers used on the land near water resources eventually are ultimately deposited into the water resources during the rain and other natural processes. The runoff from the different areas eventually make their way into the lake, river and oceans, which increase the nutrient-ability of the water resources. Since the fertilizers contain easily available nutrient, they are taken up by the planktons, algae and aquatic plants of the aquatic ecosystem. The photosynthesis activity of the water resources increases, which further increase the concentration of the organic matter in the ecosystem. The increase in the nutrient content causes the formation of a dense growth of algae blooms and the plant life, resulting in eutrophication. Second is the concentration of a concentrated animal feeding operation. Concentrated animal feeding operation are the agriculture practices where a large number of animals are confined to a certain area for a certain period of time in order to increase the productivity and quality of the animal. Operation like these process produce millions of tons of manure each year, all of which eventually find their way into the water resources. The manure primarily contains the nitrogen and phosphorus, both of which are essentially elements of the algae blooms. Nitrogen and phosphorus occurs as the limiting resources in the algae blooms, as they are present in the least propagation in the molecular formula of the algae. Thus, in many ecosystems, the biomass of the phytoplankton is limited by the low ability of the phosphorus and the nitrogen. However, the release of animal manure rich in nitrogen and phosphorus to such ecosystem cause the increased production of phytoplankton, inducing the eutrophication. Third is the sewage and the industrial waste discharge. In many developing countries, household waste as well as the industrial discharge are released into the water resources like ponds, lakes, ponds and rivers. The wastewater entering from different sources tend to have high amount of chemical nutrient, which stimulate the dense growth of the algae blooms in such resources. The wastewater from the household and communities has high concentration of the nitrogen and phosphorus, which have a direct effect on the health of the ecosystem. Industrial wastes, even when treated, contain small concentration of many chemicals. Over time, the continuous deposition of such chemicals lead to increased nutrient ability in the water resources and eventually resulting in the eutrophication. Fourth is the environmental factor. Different environmental factors like the temperature, salinity and atmospheric condition play essential role in the eutrophication, but the exact mechanism of their influence is not completely understood. Algae bloom usually occurs between the temperature 23 and 28 degrees Celsius and salinity level of 23 to 28%. The changes in these factors affect the rate of algae growth, especially when temperature increases, salinity decreases. The concentration of carbon dioxide also affects the growth of cyanobacteria, as these microbes can utilize the low level of carbon dioxide and become biodent to keep themselves on the surface of the water and obtain the sunlight. The free carbon dioxide concentration in the water also affect the pH of the water resources, further influencing the growth of the different microbes. Similarly, the growth is also favored by increasing the light intensity, with 4000 lux being the most favorable intensity. Now, eutrophication type. Eutrophication can be divided into two types based on the root cause of the process. मतलब वो कैसे cause हो रहा है उसके हिसाब से eutrophication basically दो तरह का है, natural and the cultural. First, natural eutrophication. Natural eutrophication is the process that occurs as a result of gradually build-up of the nutrient and organic matter in a water resources over a longer period of time. Natural eutrophication can take up 100 years as the natural deposits and increase in the organic matter deposits require a long time. The process of natural eutrophication is enhanced by the natural condition like floods and landscape, where the organic matter from the land is washed off into the water resources. Besides, environmental factors like temperature, carbon dioxide concentration and light also play an essential role in the natural eutrophication. The process of natural eutrophication begins in an allotropic water resources where the productivity increases as a nutrient accumulate to reach a stable state of eutrophy. As the process of nutrient accumulation and the utilization continues, the state might shift towards the eutrophication, but it takes hundreds of years. The time period depends on the nature of the water resources and the land area around the sources and the climate. Second is the cultural, जिसको आर्थ्रोपोजेनिक यूट्रोफिकेशन भी कहते हैं. Cultural eutrophication of arthropogenic eutrophication is the process of accumulation of excessive nutrient in the water ecosystem as a result of human activities. Cultural eutrophication is a process that speeds up the natural eutrophication, resulting in the severe condition within a shorter period of time. The primary cause of cultural eutrophication is the series of human activities that primarily increases the concentration of phosphorus and the nitrogen in the ecosystem. This type of eutrophication occurs within a shorter period of time and usually have a significant consequence to the health of all living beings. Many human activities like overfertilization, industrial and agriculture expansion and release of the sewage into the water resources are among the prime cause of the process. Cultural eutrophication can occur in both freshwater and the sea saltwater bodies, among which shallow waters are of the most susceptible. Shallow lakes and ponds experience wind waves which cause the suspension of the hard nutrient to overlaying the water. Eutrophication restricts the use of such water resources for the various purposes like drinking, aquatic life and industrial uses as a result of an increased growth of undesirable algae. Process steps of the eutrophication. The overall process of eutrophication can be explained in the following step. First is the accumulation of the nutrient. The first step is the process of eutrophication is the accumulation of the nutrient in different ecosystem. These nutrients are usually rich in the nitrogen and the phosphorus, which are the two limiting elements in an algae bloom. The accumulation can be obtained by the various natural as well as anthropogenic means. Natural process like soil erosion, landscape, rain and storm move the soil from the adjacent land to the water resources, which significantly increase the nutrient content of the respective resources. Anthropogenic activity like the release of domestic and industrial sewage into the water surface and expansion of the agriculture and residential areas directly or indirectly result in the accumulation of nutrient in the nearby water resources. At the beginning of the process, the aquatic ecosystem is the eutrophic with fewer nutrient available. As the concentration of nutrient begins to grow, the microbes and the plant species utilize the nutrient to increase their productivity. सेकेंड स्टेप आता है, ये सेकेंड स्टेप जो होती है यूट्रोफिकेशन की होती है इंक्रीज इन प्रोडक्टिविटी. द इंक्रीज न्यूट्रिएंट कंसंट्रेशन इन द एक्वाटिक इकोसिस्टम cause an increased production of the phytoplankton as well as the plant species. An aquatic ecosystem consists of a diverse group of the microorganisms that can utilize a variety of complex as well as the simple nutrient. The biomass of the microorganism as well as the plant species increase significantly in the ecosystem. As the organism begins to die, further biomass is accumulated in the ecosystem. The process continues as long as the concentration of the nutrient in an ecosystem is sufficient. थर्ड स्टेप होता है एल्गी ब्लूम का फॉर्मेशन. विद इंक्रीज प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑफ एल्गी ब्लूम्स बिगिंस टू फॉर्म ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ द वाटर रिसोर्सेज. Algae bloom formation also result in the viscous algae bloom cycles which release more nutrient in the water. Algae in the water receive enough sunlight which enable to produce oxygen as well as the nutrient via photosynthesis. This cause an increase in algae population resulting in algae bloom on the surface of the water. Eventually these algae begins to cover most of the water surfaces causing a lack of penetration of sunlight into the water. This affects the process of photosynthesis, resulting in oxygen depletion. As a result, algae die, which are then decomposed by the various bacteria using up and remaining oxygen by respiration. All of these eventually decrease the health of the aquatic life on which the water resources as well as on the quality of the water. एग्जाम्पल ऑफ यूट्रोफिकेशन. यूट्रोफिकेशन ऑफ द पोटोमिक रिवर की अगर अपन बात करें तो द पोटोमिक रिवर इन द वॉशिंगटन कंट्री इज इन द मारलैंड इज वन ऑफ द क्लासिकल एग्जाम्पल ऑफ यूट्रोफिकेशन ऑफ द वाटर रिसोर्सेज. द रिवर वॉज इनिशियली आइडेंटिफाई हैज बीन इन यूट्रोफिक कंडीशन based on the analysis of dissolved oxygen values, biological oxygen demand and the health of the aquatic life. Various studies found that the nutrient from the land and around the river resulted in the accumulation of chemicals like nitrogen and the phosphorus. The river is surrounded by the land that is primarily used for the forest land use, agriculture use and also support the livestock operation. It is believed that the manure from the livestock and washed off the fertilizers from the land are the primary cause of eutrophication. The river still harbors some aquatic life forms like fishes and arthropods, but the diversity has been decreasing every year. इफेक्ट या इम्पैक्ट या जो प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं यूट्रोफिकेशन के कारण उनको डिस्कस करते हैं. यूट्रोफिकेशन इज कंसिडर्ड एज अ वाटर पॉल्यूशन प्रॉब्लम दैट अफेक्ट अबाउट 30 to 40% ऑफ ऑल द वाटर बॉडीज इन द वर्ल्ड. In addition to the water population, there are several effects of the eutrophication on the ecosystem as well as the lives of the various living beings. The following are the some of the effects of the eutrophication. First, increase the biomass of phytoplankton. Increased biomass of the phytoplankton, especially in the form of the algae blooms, is one of the most prominent effects of eutrophication. The algae bloom might even develop the toxic strain of cyanobacteria, which harm both aquatic organisms as well as the human. The blooms also result in the reduction of water clarity and decrease in the water quality. Some of the phytoplankton might even form fall swelling and the algae blooms which further affect the ecosystem. Second, oxygen depletion. The formation of the algae bloom on the water surface residue, the ability of the sunlight to living being present in the water sources. The lack of the sunlight cause a decrease in the photosynthesis and eventually death of the plant species present in the water. The dead plant and then decomposed by various bacteria that utilize the remaining oxygen in the water. All of this result oxygen depletion in the water sources, which bring other sets of problems. Lack of oxygen result in anoxic process that produce various toxic and foul-smelling gases. The oxygen depletion causes the death of various aquatic plants as well as the animals. Decrease in biodiversity. The biodiversity of the aquatic ecosystem decreases as a result of eutrophication as the population of the algae increases. As a result of increased nutrient, the population of other living beings like plants and animals decreases. The algae bloom limit the ability of the sunlight to the bottom dwelling organism and result in decrease in a variation of population. Toxicity. Various algae blooms are known to has a harmful algal blooms which produce a toxic compound that can make its way up the food chain to the different trophic level. Blooms in fresh water can be harmful to livestock when eaten by the various animals. Toxic compounds then pass on from animals to humans, causing a threat to human life. One of the most common example of algal toxin affecting the human body is the shellfish poisoning, where the toxin produced by algae are taken up by the shellfish and are transmitted to humans that feed on such shellfish. Water pollution. The formation of the algae bloom decreases the clarity of the water, resulting in extensive water pollution, and it makes the water unsafe for drinking or any other recreational activity, ultimately decreasing the aesthetic value of the water bodies. Now, what are the measures to control the eutrophication and what are the solution of eutrophication? Let's discuss. Because the eutrophication affects a large portion of the water bodies throughout the world, it is important that the process should be controlled. Since anthropogenic activity are primarily cause of the nutrient enrichment and eutrophication, it is important to address such issues. The following are some of the solution or the controls measure to minimize the eutrophication. First one is the biological control. Phosphorus is one of the most important elements that induce the process of eutrophication. Thus, it is important to remove the phosphorus from various resources. One of the tools for the removal of the phosphorus naturally is through the periphytons. These microbes are involved in phosphorus removal by the phosphorus uptake and deposition and by filtering the phosphorus from the water. Various methods of phytoremediation have also been suggested for the effective reduction of the toxicity of the water. Aquatic macrophytes like Ischornia caspis and Salvinia aurelata decrease the concentration of the nitrogen and phosphorus compound in the water. Besides, the duckweeds have also been used for wastewater treatment as these remove the effluent from shrimping foam and remove high amounts of the ammonium from the water. Reduction of excessive fertilization. Fertilizers are one of the important sources of the nutrient, causing the eutrophication. Thus, reducing the use of fertilizers can be a good strategy to reduce the nutrient inputs. Optimized use of fertilizer also require the regular soil testing to ensure that optimal fertilizers are used. Similarly, the use of an alternative source of fertilizers that can supply phosphorus in a slow release form can also be used. In soil with the high phosphorus content, other chemicals like potassium and sulfur can be used to achieve the most production. Third is the public awareness and legislation. Public awareness determines the ability of the public to understand the surrounding world, sensitivity to changing the environment, and understanding the cause-effect relationship between the environment and human behavior. Public awareness can enable the use of the organic fertilizers and the treatment of the sewage water before releasing into the water bodies. Besides, different organizations can put forward crucial pieces of the legislation in order to reduce the extent of eutrophication. Some of these legislative orders include those by the European Union which aim to protect the water quality of the ground and surface water and to decrease the adverse effect of the urban wastewater discharges. And here are the references which I taken from the eutrophications. And thank you. Like, share and subscribe my channel.